Please do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. If I Ran the Circus by Dr. Seuss. You'll see Drum Major Sneelock fling-flang his baton, and my organ McGurkus come on with its hot steaming pipes of gold, brass-plated tin, snorting all sort of snorts in a bumbling din. This is super stupendous, stupendous, stu-roarous. And when I play Dixie, please join in the chorus. Then a fluff-muffled truffle will ride on a huffle, and next in the line a fine flummox will shuffle. The flummox will carry a lurch in a pail, and a fibble will carry the flummox's tail, while on the top of the flummox 3 Harp-Twanging Snarp will twang mighty twangs on their 3 snarper harp, while a bolster bloops on a 3-nozzled blueser. A nozzler blows floops on a 1-nozzled noozer. And then comes a lion who is partly a trout. Then more stuff for 45 minutes about. And then behind them, while everyone stares, come my to and fro marchers, who march in 5 layers. The fro's march on toes, and the toes march on fro's. Don't know how they do it, but that's how it goes. And now comes an act of enormous enormance. No former performers performed this performance. The stunt is too grippingly, slippingly frightening. Down from the top of my tent like greased lightning, through pots full of lots of big stickle bush trees, slides a man. What a man! On his roller skate skis. And he'll steer without fear, and you will know at a glance that it's Sneelock, the man who takes chance after chance, and he won't even rip a small hole in his pants. And now here, in this cage, is a beast most ferocious, who's known far and wide as the spotted atrocious, who growls, howls and yowls the most blood-curdling sounds, and each tooth in his mouth weighs at least 60 pounds. And he chews up and eats with the greatest of ease things like carpets and sidewalks and people and trees. But the great Colonel Sneelock is just the right kind of a man who can tame him. I'm sure he won't mind. Then I'll let Sneelock off for a few minutes rest, while high over your head you will see the best of the world's finest, fanciest, breezy trapezing. My Zoomer Zoop troop from West Upper Bendizing, who never quite know while they zoop and they zoom whether which will catch what one, or who will catch whom, or if who will catch which by the what and just where, or just when and just how, in which part of the air. I, what a circus! My circus McGurkus. My workers love work. They say, work us, please work us. We'll work and we'll work up so many surprises. You'd never see half if you had 40 eyes. And now, again Sneelock. Brave Sneelock is back, risking life on my patented life-risking track. While the speedsters I call my colliding collusions race round in swift cars called abrasion contusions, and Sneelock just lies there, not one bit excited. I know he won't mind, he'll be simply delighted. And here, in a contest of brute strength and muscle, Kid Sneelock, my champ of all champs, will now tussle or wrestle a beast called the Grizzly Ghastly and slap him around. Then he'll slam him down fastly and pin both his shoulders tight flat to the mat. Kid Sneelock will love it. I'm sure about that. And while that goes on there, look at this go on here. Have you heard of my herd of through horns jumping deer? Every deer jumps through horns of another pell-mell, while his horns are jumped through at the same time as well by a deer whose horns also are being jumped through by another who's having his horns jumped through too, which I'm sure trainer Sneelock can train them to do. Then the whole tent will ring with hoorays and wild shouts when I wheel in my whales and they turn on their spouts. First, my whale number 1 with an aim that aims true spouts a spout that spouts Sneelock to whale number 2. And then whale number 2 spouts his spout like a gun, and that spout spouts old Sneelock right back to whale 1, and then forwards and backwards on spout after spout. My great spout rider Sneelock gets spouted about just as long as the water they are spouting holds out. Then my tournament knights, noble apes without fears, Sir Hector, Sir Victor, Sir Bobs and Sir Beards, Sir Hawkins, Sir Dawkins, Sir Jocks and Sir Jeers, clatter into the tent, and while everyone cheers, stage a roused-about joust with their boxing glove spears. And while all this wild ruckusing goes on below, at the top of the tent, look, the star of my show, great daredevil Sneelock, the world's bravest type. He comes pulled through the air by 3 Sobrian snipe on a dingus contraption attached to his pipe. And while people below all are turning chalk white and all biting their fingernails off in their fright, great Sneelock soars up to a terrible height. Then he shakes himself loose. He starts down in a dive, such as no man on earth could come out of alive. But he smiles as he falls, and no fear does he feel. His nerves are like iron, his muscles like steel, and he plunges down, down, with his hair still combed neat, 4,692 feet. Then he'll land in a fishbowl. He'll manage just fine. Don't ask how he'll manage. That's his job, not mine. Why? He'll be a hero. Of course he won't mind when he finds out there is a big circus behind. Stupendous.